Welcome to How to Format a Course in PowerPoint by Elizabeth Zandi. This course focuses on basic PowerPoint features to help you create an online course. At the end of this course, you will be able to insert basic slides to create a course presentation, insert objects including images, tables, and charts, format slides to change colors and font sizes, insert a script using the Notes feature, and add audio clips to your course if you choose. This is a very basic course designed to provide an overview of how to build a course. It is not intended to be a PowerPoint tutorial. There are many other online resources available to you if you need further instruction. These are the topics that will be covered during the course. We'll begin by discussing course design and basic formatting. Next, we'll review the different types of text slides you can use. Then we'll look at how to insert objects to create other types of slides. We'll end with a discussion of how to add detailed lecture notes to your presentation and discuss the option of adding audio recordings. All courses start with a good course design plan. This presentation does not address that topic, but if you need help in planning your course, visit www.pdhauthority.com/authors and click on Resource Center. You will find a variety of tools, including the How to Create a Course Guide, which will walk you through the basic steps, including the course overview, course design plan, learning objectives, and quiz. There are other how-to guides to assist you with every step of the process. When your course design plan is completed, you are ready to begin creating PowerPoint slides to prepare the course material. This presentation will focus on the basics of formatting your slides to create a compelling course. All courses should have the same basic structure. Slide 1 should be the title slide with the name of the course and the full name of the author. Include any prefixes or suffixes you want to include with your name, such as Doctor or PhD. Slide 2 should be a list of the learning objectives for the course. Slide 3 should be a course outline describing the course topics in order. Slide 4 begins the content of the course. Add as many slides as you need to cover all of the topics. The final slide should be a summary slide where you briefly review what was taught and link it to the learning objectives. Presentation formatting should be as basic as possible. Use a blank template without any backgrounds, images, or colors. If you are using a previously created presentation with a background template, please remove it, and you can do that by clicking on Design, and then you click here to see all the template options and select the most basic Office theme, and this will give you a plain template as you see here. Do not add any slide transitions, animations, or hyperlinks, as these will be deleted during the publication process. Do not add any footers to your presentation. If you happen to have footers, like the ones you see here, you can remove those by clicking on View, Slide Master, select the footers, and delete them. When you are finished deleting any extra things on your Slide Master, close the Slide Master view to return to the slide. Use a basic font and make sure it is 20 points or higher. As you add material to the slides, PowerPoint will automatically adjust the font size to fit the space. If you notice that there is too much text and the font has reduced below 20 point, please divide the material into 2 slides. This will make it easier for the reader to view the slide and avoid putting too much text on one slide. To demonstrate this, I'm going to copy and paste the material on this slide, and you will see how the font size has decreased. If you click anywhere on the slide, it has now gone down to a 13-point font, which is far too small to easily read in a presentation. The fastest way to duplicate the slide is to click on New Slide, Duplicate Slide, and you can see over here we now have 2 slides with the exact same material. Take the first one and delete the second part of the slide, and it will automatically go back up to a font size of 28, which is easy to read. You take the second slide and then delete the first part, and again Now you have 2 slides that are adjusted for proper size and formatting. It is important that you use the built-in formatting provided by PowerPoint. Make sure you place slide titles in title boxes and slide content in the content boxes. Do not add your own text boxes, as there is no need to do this. The reason for these simple requirements is that we will adjust your presentation as we edit it and format it as part of the preparation for online publication. The first type of text slide is the title slide. The title slide should be the first slide in your course presentation. To create a title slide, click on New Slide, and a dialog box will appear showing you the various slide layout options. For this one, select Title Slide to create a new slide formatted for the title page of your course. Click on the top line of the title slide and enter the name of your course, and click on the bottom line to insert your name. No other information should appear on this slide. Here is an example of a completed title slide. As you can see, just the name of the course and the name of the author. A very common type of text slide is the title and content slide. This will be used frequently in your course. The second slide of your course should be the learning objectives. To create this slide, again, click on New Slide, and this time select Title and Content. When you have inserted the new title and content slide, it will look like this. Click on the title box and type Learning Objectives. Then click on the bullet list to insert your learning objectives. The first line is always, at the end of this course, you will be able to, and then the bullet list of learning objectives begins with action verbs that clarify what the learner will do after successfully completing the course. If you need help writing good learning objectives, visit the Resource Center at www.pdhauthority.com/authors for a variety of tools and tips. Here is an example of a completed learning objective slide. Note that each objective begins with an action verb and completes the sentence, "At the end of this course, you will be able to." The third slide in your course should be the outline. To create this slide, again, click on New Slide and select Title and Content. Click on the title box and type Outline. Click on the bullet list to insert your topics in the order in which you will present them during the course. Here is an example of a course outline. You can use bullets or numbers for this slide. It is important that the course material is presented in the same order as the course outline so that learners can easily follow along as they advance through each section. Another type of text slide is the To Content slide. To create this slide, click on New Slide and this time select To Content. This will format your slide with 2 side-by-side boxes that can be used for text, images, tables, charts, or other objects you might like to use. Typically, bullet lists will be on the left and objects will be on the right. Remember to stick to the font size guideline of 20 point or greater. If the font adjusts to a smaller size, consider dividing the content into 2 slides. Here is an example of a To Content slide. This slide uses text in both columns to display the advantages and disadvantages of butterfly valves. Note that the font size guidelines remain the same for this type of slide, and fonts should not go below 20 point. As you can see here, they are still 28 point on this slide. Here is another example of a To Content slide using text on the left and an image on the right. This is a very common layout that might be used frequently during your course. The content on the right might be an image, a table, a chart, or a diagram that helps the learner understand the concept more clearly. The next few slides will discuss how to insert formulas, equations, images, tables, and diagrams in more detail. The final type of text slide is called Title Only. This slide might be used if you are copying a complex image or chart from another source. You might also use it if you plan to insert text boxes for a formula, rather than use the built-in bullet point format. It is suggested that you use this format infrequently as it is important to use the built-in PowerPoint formatting as much as possible. To insert a title-only slide, click on New Slide and select Title Only. Here is an example of a title-only slide featuring an equation. The equation is entered in a text box and the explanation of terms is entered in another text box. Again, make sure that the fonts used are 20-point or higher for easy reading. When using equations, keep several tips in mind. Label the equation so learners know what it is used for, perhaps by using the title box on the slide. Use mathematical conventions for writing formulas. Use the built-in equation feature in PowerPoint to help you with symbols and characters. To access the built-in equation feature, click on Insert, Equation. There will be some common equations listed and you would be able to insert a new equation and it will give you a listing of all kinds of symbols, formulas, everything you need to build equations. Make sure you define the variables in the formula. Use the notes to explain details about the formula and the variables. Include any constraints if necessary. After presenting the formula, consider adding a numerical example in the next slide to demonstrate the use of the equation. For example, you might describe this slide as follows. This is the most basic valve sizing formula where CV is the valve sizing coefficient, Q is the flow rate in gallons per minute, GF is the specific gravity of a liquid at a given temperature, and delta P is inlet minus outlet pressure in PSI. This formula is used to select the right size valve for the job. You will notice when you insert a title and content slide that there are 6 images that appear before you start typing text. These images allow you to insert a variety of non-text items into your slide. You can add a table, a chart, a smart art graphic, a picture, or a video into your presentation by clicking one of these icons. Adding pictures or images is one of the most popular features you will use to make your course come alive for learners. To insert a picture slide, select New Slide and Title and Content and click on the picture icon. This will bring up your computer's directory so you can select image files from your folder. It is critical that you use images that are original, copyright-free, or public domain. Do not use the Insert Online Pictures icon unless you have your own online library of images that are free for you to use. Do not copy and paste images from other websites as there are typically copyright restrictions. If you need images, there are a wide variety of sites that offer photos for you to use. Some of these sites are StockSnap.io, Pixabay, Pexels, and Unsplash. Make sure that the site you use states that all photos are released under Creative Commons public domain with no attribution required. You can download these images onto your computer and insert them into your course. After inserting a picture, you can format it using the Format tab. This allows you to recolor the picture, add borders, change the style, and other formatting options. Always use good quality pictures with clear resolution. Here is an example of a picture. In this picture, labels and arrows have been added to point out key features. If you wanted to recolor the picture, select the picture and click on Format. This gives you all kinds of options such as adding a special frame to the picture, changing the shape of the picture, or even changing the color of the picture. You can change the background color, you can make it artistic, all kinds of options here to make that picture look any way you want it to. So for now, we will leave the picture as is. In the notes, describe the picture, including key features about why the picture is included. Try to describe it without pointing at it with your mouse. Summarize any conclusions the learner should draw from looking at the picture. For example, for this picture you might say, this image shows an example of a ball valve used to control the flow of water. It is easy to see if a ball valve is open or closed based on the position of the lever handle. In this image, the handle is parallel to the body, indicating that the valve is open. To insert a table, follow the same steps to add a new slide and click on Title and Content. Then select the Insert Table icon and a dialog box will appear. Enter the number of columns and rows you would like to see in your table and click OK. A blank table will appear on your slide using the default table format. You can enter your data and then format it any way you would like. Remember to keep the format easy to read. Use simple formatting tools to change the font size, make bold text, or center your data within each column or row. Select the table and click on the Design tab to change the colors, shading, outline, or look of your table. There are many table styles to choose from, and it is recommended that you use one of the styles provided. Select the table and click on the Layout tab to add or delete columns or rows. Again, keep the font size 20 points or higher and keep the look of the table clean and crisp. Here is an example of a completed table. Remember to keep the font sizes as large as possible and avoid tables with too much data. If you want to change the look of the table, as we discussed, the Design tab offers you all kinds of options for colors, shading, borders. There are a lot of designs already loaded within PowerPoint that you can choose from, so we do recommend that you choose one of these formats. For example, if you want to change this table to green, you click on this and it's reformatted the table for you using the selected format. When you select the table and click on the Layout tab, this is where you can delete columns or rows, insert columns or rows above, below, left, right, merge and split cells, adjust the heights, adjust the justification of your text, anything that you need to do just like you would in a table in another Microsoft product. In the notes, describe the table, including what appears in the columns and rows. Mention anything significant about the data. Summarize any conclusions the learner should draw from looking at the table. A simple framework to describe a table includes these three elements. 1. The title of the table and the categories. 2. 3 key features, perhaps the highest point, the lowest point, and maybe one other. 3. A conclusion. Relate the key features to each other, or summarize, predict, or give a reason for showing the table. For example, for this table shows the relationship between valve size and flow rate. Valve sizes are listed in both inches and millimeters. Flow rates are listed as gallons per minute, or GPM, and as cubic feet per second, or CFS. Note that the flow rate increases as the valve size gets larger. Doubling the size of the valve from 8 inches to 16 inches creates approximately 4 times the flow rate. To insert a chart, add a title and content slide, then select the Insert Chart icon and a dialog box will appear. Select the type of chart, column, line, pie, for example, and click OK. A basic chart will be inserted into the presentation. You will need to add the data and data labels to complete your chart. You can format the chart any way you'd like, but again, keep it easy to read. If you select the chart and click on the Design tab, you can change the colors, edit the data, or change the type of chart. There are many chart styles to choose from, and it is recommended that you use one of the styles provided. Select the chart and click on the Format tab to see additional options to customize your chart. This allows you to format the background of the chart, which is not a feature you should use frequently. Here is an example of a completed chart. Remember to keep the font sizes as large as possible and keep the formatting clean and crisp. Click on the chart and click on the Design tab to change the design of the chart. You can change the colors, you can change the chart type. For example, if you no longer want a pie chart, you can change it to a column chart or a line chart. Click Cancel. Here are all the formats that are already loaded. You can change it to a different background, a shaded chart, all kinds of options to create that chart. And if you click on Format, again, you can change the shape fill, the outline, different things that you might want to do to the chart. But again, this is one you use less frequently. You'll be most often looking at the design of the chart. In the notes, describe the chart, including the type of chart, the name of the chart, and the type of data shown. Mention anything significant about the chart. Summarize any conclusions the learner should draw from looking at the chart. A simple framework to describe a chart includes these three elements. 1. The title of the chart and the categories or x-axis elements. 2. 3 key features, perhaps the highest point, the lowest point, and one other. 3. A conclusion. Relate the key features to each other and summarize, predict, or give a reason for showing the chart. For this example, you might say, this pie chart shows valve sales by industry. The gas and petroleum industry uses the most valves, representing 30% of sales. The next largest areas are the chemical industry with 19% and water and sewage with 18%. Power generation is 14%, and the remaining sales come from a variety of other industries, including pulp and paper, construction, and others. It is logical that industries that need to control the flow of liquid materials, like petroleum or water, purchase the most valves. Infographics are a popular way to illustrate information using a combination of text and shapes. PowerPoint allows you to create a wide variety of smart art graphics to use in your course. You can use these to illustrate a list, a process, a cycle, or another type of relationship that you want to communicate to learners visually. To insert a smart art graphic, add a title and content slide, and select the Insert Smart Art Graphic icon. A detailed dialog box will appear. Start by selecting the category of graphics you want to use, such as a process or a cycle. Then select the specific graphic that will best fit the information you plan to use. Once the graphic is selected, there will be dialog boxes to enter text. You can add or delete text boxes as needed. Select the graphic and click on the Design tab to change the colors, add style, or change the type of graphic. There are many graphic styles to choose from, and it is recommended that you use one of the styles provided. Select the graphic and click on the Format tab to see additional options to customize your graphic. This allows you to format the background of the graphic, which is not a feature you should use frequently. Here is an example of a completed smart art graphic. Remember to keep font sizes as large as possible and keep the formatting clean and crisp. If you select this graphic and click on Design, you see many options to change the layout. You can select a different process if you don't like the one that you have. You have all of these options to change the look. You can make the text boxes have a different shape or add 3D, even add angles. Lots of different options of what you might want to do here. And if you look at the Format box, this is where you can perhaps change the shape, the fill, outline, other things like that. But again, most often you'll be working within the Design tab. In the notes, describe the graphic, including the type of graphic, the name of the graphic, and what it illustrates. Mention anything significant about the graphic. Summarize any conclusions the learner should draw from looking at the graphic. For this example, you might say, this graphic shows how a control valve is used within a closed-loop system. A closed-loop system monitors the output and sends a message back to the start of the system. Based on the feedback, the control valve might open or close to make adjustments to the process. It can take time and practice to learn how to use smart art graphics for your course. However, it is worth it to create unique, customized images to help your learners visualize key concepts in your course. To insert a video, add a title and content slide and select the Insert Video icon. This will make the video dialog box appear. You can select a video from a file on your computer, from YouTube, or by using a video embed code. Just like with images, it is important that you follow proper copyright procedures. If necessary, be sure to list the source of the video and give proper attribution. Use videos if they help clarify a point or demonstrate a key aspect of your course. Remember, the course must be your own intellectual property, so use this feature judiciously. Here is an example of a video inserted into a slide. You will not see the play button in edit mode, but it will appear during the slideshow. Learners can click on the play button to watch the video. For this example, a text box has been added with instructions to watch the video, and attribution is given to the source of the video. In this example, the playback has been set for on click. You can also set videos to play automatically when the learner gets to this slide in your presentation. If you want to see how the video works in the slideshow, click on Slideshow, click on From Current Slide, and it will bring up the slideshow with the video embedded. And then you will see the play button, and you click on the play button to begin the video. And click Escape to get back to your presentation. It is critical that your presentation include detailed and well-written notes. Use the Notes feature within PowerPoint to include additional information for each slide. To see the Notes panel, click on View and then click on Notes. And you can see the notes start to appear here. You can drag to see more of the notes, and when you are done looking at the notes, you can drag back and just see the slide. Think of the notes as a script of your lecture, what you might say if you were teaching the course in person. If you have a script or detailed lecture notes, you can copy and paste from other documents. The notes should be written as if you were speaking to the students. This is your opportunity to expand upon the information in the slides, include personal examples, and add detailed information about key learning points. The notes may be turned into a computer-generated narration of your course. Using notes allows you to keep the slide content short and concise. Read the notes carefully to make sure they are grammatically correct and do not contain any errors. Here is an example of detailed slide notes. The notes appear below the slide in edit mode, but are not visible to the learner in slideshow mode. If you are comfortable speaking and recording your voice, you can record your own audio for each PowerPoint slide. This is completely optional. Click on the Insert tab and select Audio, and then select Record Audio. A dialog box will appear. You can add a name for the audio clip, perhaps matching the title of the slide, and when you are ready to record, click on the red button to begin speaking. Click OK when you are finished. A sound icon will appear in the center of the slide. Make sure your microphone is working properly and that the audio is clear and easy to understand. You may narrate your slides using the detailed lecture notes you have written. Do not simply read the material on the slide, but add personality to your narration. Even if you choose to add audio recordings to your course, you must provide the detailed lecture notes.
Here is an example of a slide with an audio recording. This slide is set to play the recording when you click on the sound icon. You can also set the recording to play automatically when the slide is viewed. To do that, click on the sound icon, select Playback, and say whether or not you want it on click or automatically. To hear the sound narration for this slide, click on the sound icon and press play.
The function of the actuator is to open and close the valve according to the response to a signal. There are various types of actuators.
To stop it, press the pause button.
The last slide of your presentation should be a summary slide. Use the title and content layout to create this slide. Summarize what was learned in the course and be sure it is aligned with the learning objectives presented at the beginning of the course. For this course, the summary slide would look like this. To review, throughout this course we have discussed basic formatting, including the need to use a blank template and a plain font no smaller than 20 point. Reviewed how to insert basic text slides in a variety of layouts, including title and content and 2 content slides. Demonstrated how to insert images, tables, and charts and other objects to enhance the learning experience. Demonstrated how to format slides to change colors and font sizes. Reviewed how to insert a script using the Notes feature. And discussed the option of adding audio clips to your course. You are now ready to create your own successful online course using PowerPoint slides. Thank you for taking this course. I hope you enjoyed it.